You don't hate working, you hate your job. Sit with that for a second, because if that statement makes you uncomfortable, good. That means there's truth hiding inside it. Most people never question this feeling. They wake up tired, go to work, drained, come home empty, and repeat the same sentence like a prayer they never chose. I hate working, but what if that sentence is a misunderstanding? Welcome, my dear friend. Come closer. Slow down. My name is Grandpa T. I've spent many years watching people carry invisible burdens on roads they never meant to walk. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Most people are not tired because they work too hard. They are tired because they work without meaning. And today, we're going to gently unravel a belief that may have been shaping your life without your permission. Do you truly hate working, or have you simply been placed in work that does not belong to you? Let me offer you a metaphor. Imagine a man wearing shoes that are 2 sizes too small. Every step hurts. Every movement feels like punishment. So he says, I hate walking. But the truth is not that he hates walking. He hates the pain attached to walking. Remove the wrong shoes, and suddenly walking becomes natural again, maybe even enjoyable. You see, many people are not suffering from a hatred of work. They are suffering from a misalignment with the work they do. And instead of questioning the fit, they blame the act itself. Let's return to something simple. Working, at its purest form, is the act of creating value. That's all it is. A farmer grows food. A builder creates shelter. A teacher shapes minds. An artist captures emotion. Even a child drawing on paper is working, creating something that did not exist before. So if working is simply creating value, then why does it feel so heavy? Why does it feel like something we must escape? Because somewhere along the line, work stopped feeling like creation and started feeling like extraction. Picture a tree. It grows fruit, naturally, effortlessly, in its own rhythm. But imagine if every time it bore fruit, someone came along and took it, leaving the tree with nothing, season after season. At first the tree continues, but over time, something changes. The act of producing begins to feel pointless, heavy, even painful. That is what happens to many people. You give your time, your energy, your creativity, but the value you create is measured, filtered, and redistributed by something outside of you. Your job assigns a number to your worth, a fixed value to something that is inherently fluid, and slowly you begin to disconnect, not from work, but from the meaning of your work. So let me ask you again, but this time, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine this. Everything you create belongs to you. Every hour you invest directly builds your life. Every effort you give returns to you in full. No middleman, no ceiling, no external voice deciding your value. Now ask yourself honestly, would you still hate working? Or would you finally feel alive? Because for many people, the hatred disappears the moment ownership returns. Now, if this thought is shifting something inside you, if you feel like you're seeing your life from a slightly different angle, pause with me for a moment. Hit that like button so this message can reach someone who feels exactly what you feel but doesn't yet have the words for it. Subscribe. Because here we don't just chase motivation, we search for understanding. And in the comments, tell me the truth you've been avoiding. Do you hate working? Or do you hate the life your job is building for you? Now let us address another illusion, the idea that somewhere out there, exists a form of work so perfect, so effortless, that you will never feel resistance again. If only life were so simple. Even passion has weight. Even purpose demands sacrifice. A musician practices until their fingers ache. A writer stares at blank pages in frustration. A creator battles doubt in silence. But they continue, not because it's easy, but because it's theirs. That is the difference. Not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of ownership. Let me paint you another image. Two people are walking. One is dragged by chains. The other follows a compass. Both are moving. Both are exerting effort. But one feels trapped. The other feels guided. Your job can feel like chains when it pulls you in directions that do not align with who you are. Work, on the other hand, becomes a compass when it points you towards something meaningful. The tragedy is not that people work. The tragedy is that many work without direction, without connection, without a sense of ownership. Here is why this matters so deeply. Because if you truly believe that you hate working, then you will begin to avoid effort itself. You will resist growth. You will reject opportunities. You will run from anything that requires energy. And slowly, without realizing it, you will shrink your own life. But if you shift that belief, even slightly, to, I don't hate working, I hate misaligned work, then everything changes. Now there is something to fix, something to explore, something to improve. Now, you are not trapped. You are searching. But let me be honest with you. This path is not easy, because questioning your work often leads to questioning your life, your choices, your environment, even the expectations placed upon you. It requires courage to admit that the life you are living may not be the life you truly want, but there is something even more difficult. Living a life you already know is not yours. Now, don't misunderstand me. This is not about quitting your job tomorrow. No. This is about awareness, because sometimes the first step is not a leap. It's a shift, a small, quiet change in how you see things. Maybe you begin exploring something outside your job. Maybe you start creating again. Maybe you reconnect with something you once loved. Because here's the truth people rarely tell you. You don't need to escape work. You need to reclaim it, piece by piece, choice by choice, until one day you look at what you do and recognize yourself in it. My friend, work is not the enemy. Effort is not the enemy. Even struggle is not the enemy. The real enemy is disconnection. It is waking up every day, giving your life away in small pieces, and never feeling like any of it belongs to you. That is what you hate, not work. So the next time the same thought appears, pause, breathe, and ask yourself gently, what exactly do I hate? Is it the effort or the emptiness? Is it the labor or the lack of meaning? Because hidden inside that answer is the direction your life has been quietly waiting for. You don't hate working. You hate building a life. That doesn't feel like yours. And once you understand that, even the heaviest work can begin to feel like freedom.